Money affects every part of our lives. Welcome to Daily Dollar USA.
Americans now hold $1.26 trillion in credit card balances, driven by the cost of carrying the plastic itself. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, total household debt reached $18.8 trillion in the second quarter of 2026. Data from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reveals that 15% of general-purpose cardholders are trapped in persistent debt, making only the minimum monthly payment. The modern household debt burden is driven by a specific structural trap created by two opposing economic forces simultaneously squeezing the middle class. The top-down pressure on the American worker begins here, with macroeconomic data tracked by the U.S. Department of Labor. This line chart plots the July 2026 Consumer Price Index, showing inflation at 3.4%, against average hourly earnings growth at just 3.2%. Wage growth is trailing the pace of inflation. At the same time, the labor market has stalled. In July, unemployment held at 4.1%, while the economy recorded a net loss of 23,000 non-farm payroll jobs. These contractions are concentrated in specific, foundational sectors. Local government education alone eliminated 50,000 positions over the course of a single month. When paycheck growth slows but daily living expenses continue to climb, households face a survival gap. To bridge that gap, consumers rely on credit. Once those daily expenses are transferred to a credit card, the bottom-up pressure of the vice engages, and high carrying costs lock the debt in place. Banks set their variable interest rates using a benchmark index called the prime rate. As the Federal Reserve enacted rate hikes, credit card margins expanded simultaneously. Average annual percentage rates peaked between 2024 and 2026, hitting 25.2% for general-purpose cards and 31% for retail cards. The cumulative financial drain on consumers surged along these rates, resulting in $160 billion in interest charges. While promotional 0% APR offers temporarily reduce the cost of revolving balances, these introductory periods inevitably expire, dropping borrowers into the current high-interest reality. At a 25.2% interest rate, a balance compounds fast enough to outpace minimum monthly payments. The debt grows independently of the consumer's actual spending habits. Data evaluated by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reveals a fractured market, where a consumer's credit experience is now dictated by their credit score. Borrowers with super prime scores remain insulated. They capture the majority of high-yield cashback cards, a category that now makes up 36% of all general-purpose accounts. Conversely, subprime borrowers are pushed towards smaller issuers. They absorb the market's highest interest rates and maximum fees just to maintain access to credit. This divided system is now showing signs of structural failure, as recorded by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. By the second quarter of 2026, aggregate delinquency rates reached 4.7% of outstanding debt. Transitions into early delinquency also ticked upward for both auto loans and residential mortgages. Household savings are depleted and pandemic-era safety nets are gone. The data indicates that the subprime tier of the American economy has reached its credit capacity. The 2026 debt crisis is the result of two factors: the stagnation of real income and the rapid compounding of high-interest debt. This video is produced by Daily Dollar USA for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice.
Thanks for watching Daily Dollar USA. Subscribe for more clear stories about money, personal finance, and the U.S. economy.